What is up? Yeah.
We made it. We made it.
Yeah.
Two are better than none.
It's just the boys. And the most annoying boys at that.
Raquel is on a very strange schedule. I spoke to her yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
She sleeps from I don't know, 10 to 3 or 4. My time, which would be, what?
Right.
7 to, let's call it 12 your time.
Yeah.
But she said she's getting it done. She loves it out there. So
Yeah. Okay. That's good. And Hester's slammed and JB's volunteering and doing something awesome.
Yeah, well, it's fine. You haven't been here. You weren't here last week, so.
Probably not. So It's my turn. It's my turn.
We're in the rotation now.
Yep.
Good record. A couple good records on the docket today. Let's just jump right into it. Why not?
Prove it. I'm so ready.
Miami is coming up very soon, and this song is called Viva Miami from Little Legends. So let's go. Welcome right here on Dope or Nope.
Dope or Nope. All right.
Mojitos for the table. You can just Venmo me for it later. Also, I really want a Cuban sandwich. I need a Cuban sandwich right now. I'm gonna look at best places to get a Cuban. This place only has 4 stars, but it looks amazing. We're gonna go here after we finish our drinks. I'm not trying to spend all my time walking around trying to find sunblock. I just wanna have fun and go dancing. I mean, we are in Miami.
Viva Miami from Little Legends right here, kicking off Dope or Nope. How we feeling?
Cool beats. I love the beats. I love the bass. I like that really that kind of the lead that would pitch up and hold and down.
Love that too.
Really, really nice. Not ear fatiguing in any way, but still cuts through the mix beautifully and would cut through a club really nicely. I love the playfulness of the horns. Feels really legit, honestly. I really love it. The vocal's going to be the thing which either you're going to love or hate it. I personally don't mind it at all. I think it's nice because it wasn't trying to be too corny. It was trying to be more conversational. So I didn't mind it. I'm sure other people will go, I hate that part, or it's not cool, or I couldn't play it, or give me the instrumental. But I think it makes it memorable. What do you think?
So I'd agree with your whole sentiment. I'm going to give a half bell.
Oh, the bells. Okay.
All right. I loved the vibe overall. I love the horns. I love that pitched up synth. I thought the mix was great too. Great balance. Everything felt like it was in its place. Wasn't too busy. Percussion was cool. The vocal wasn't for me. I could see people liking it, like you.
Got it.
Wasn't for me, mainly due to the fact that I thought this record could have been one that hits some targets in the cooler house lane that would probably play it, like the Tom Starr, Kreider. Who else am I thinking of? Guys that play this type of vibe in house sets that are really legitimate. But once that vocal kicked in, I was like, well, that probably takes it out of their sets.
Right.
So to your point, instrumental would serve that well. I don't think having the vocal version as a tool, especially for sync and TikTok and places that it makes sense for, is a bad idea.
Sure.
But it's pro. It sounds pro, so I'll give you that.
Yeah, it does sound pro. It does sound clean and finished and playable. So I like it.
All right. Little Legends. Nice one there. We're going to roll right into our next one. Just Good. Thanks for coming back with Katerina Lagasse, and it is called Shake Some Ass. I mean, no other way to put it on it. Here we go.
If I don't go out,
Did everybody talk to each other about vocals?
I'm gonna pass away. All I know, if I don't go out and shake some ass, I'm gonna pass away. 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 Shake some ass. Shake some ass.
All right. Shake Some Ass from Just Good. Katerina Lagasse. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Cool record. I'm already tired of vocals like this, and I'm only 2 records in. All right. I'll start with the instrumental.
Yes.
Would you consider this a pressure record? Because it feels like it could be
yes.
a little bit.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes. For sure.
So another one, super clean mix.
Yep.
Your kick could have been a little bit deeper in the sub, and it feels like some stuff maybe needs a bit more side chain. I was hoping for like a little variation in percussion or some different things to sort of happen with automation, and it never really happened. So I would maybe pay attention to the details on that. But I like the vibe of the instrumental. I think it's awesome. I don't know if this one calls for any sort of melody. Might be worth playing with, but I think the instrumental as it is fine. The vocal, not a fan of. I like the idea of going out and shaking ass. That part of it's fine. Dying because you're not going to do it. I'm not sure I'm buying that. And there's just not enough to it to keep it interesting. Not for me on the vocal, but I'm down with the direction of the instrumental.
Yeah, I think you're a hard taskmaster, which I love, and I think that the vocal is repetitive, and it's not cool enough to be that repetitive. I can imagine it being a verse vocal, and you're like, okay, cool, but I don't know whether it's, ooh, baby, I feel right. The music sounds better with you. It's not that good to be repeated for 6 minutes, sort of thing. So I don't know. I really like the pressureness of the record. I think that it's got a really great, clean production. I agree with what your notes about the kick. Yeah, but I think the best piece of advice is when you said, I don't buy it on the I'm going to pass away part, because everybody wants to go dancing, but the whole concept of like, this is the result if I don't do it, just felt too drastic. And I know that some people sort of say all the time, like American culture for sure, and I see it as an Australian, when people are trying to describe their reaction to a story, it's like, oh my God, I just died, or those kinds of things. I get it. I get that it's there, but I just don't know if it's drastic enough to be super ironic, or the way that it's being thrown away is, I don't know, there's just something about it which I don't buy. I don't quite know what the soul for it is, but I like where it was heading, where it's like, if I don't go out and shake some ass, okay, you've got my interest, but then I'm going to pass away. I'm like, yeah, okay, well,
Yeah, like at least with the last record, the Little Legends record, the Miami, there was a bit of a story, and it like went somewhere.
Sure.
So I feel like if you do have the vocalist, because I'm presuming Katarina is the vocalist on this, that you have build on it, and you can get her back in the studio. I'd almost rather hear you talking about like you're shaking ass at a funeral. If you want to lean into the death thing, just lean in. Like everybody's crying, but you're like you can't stop thinking about dance music. I don't know.
You're a walking meme. No, we're not doing that. I don't suggest shaking some ass at a funeral. I think that's you're gonna get some other people who are insensitive.
You might go to some funerals where they do that though. They celebrate it. Anyway,
right.
We're on a tangent. Anyway, the point is, this isn't it, but I'm not saying the vocalist isn't it. In fact,
no, the vocal is good. Yeah, the vocalist is good. The tone's good. Yeah. Think of some other stuff. Just come up with a bunch of other things to say. I think you're there.
All right. We wrung this one out. I'm sorry, just good. We wrung you out on this one, but come back for sure. All right, rolling on. Nick Proof. Speaking of rolling on, the song is Kicks On, which is what we're gonna do right here on Dope or Nope. Here we go. Nick Proof with Kicks On. Nick Proof with Kicks On right here on Dope or Nope. All right.
I'll take an encouragement bell on this one.
Encouragement bell.
I really liked the key it's in. I like the note that it's root note. I like that it's kind of got this angry driving thing, which makes it feel. If it was a color, it would be purple. It's just like this really nice feeling in the bottom end where it's continues momentum and it propels you into the next moment. And that little counter melody of like what feels like a vocal chop that da 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 was really, really pretty and super nice. And I think there's something wrong with the drop though that you might be able to get into where it felt a little convoluted, or there was something that was extra in it that was taking away from the clarity of the bass and the kick. I quite like the mid bass, which is almost, it's a one note lead really, but I quite liked how it was chugging along. But I thought that when the lead hit, I had to sort of stand back to listen to the speakers to see if there was an extra white noise, or there's an extra shaker, or there's an extra hat, or there's just one element too much in the drop, I thought. What do you reckon?
I'd agree. The mix was flooded,
Right.
and it was just full on for quite a bit of the record.
Yeah.
Where it does this breakout actually right here, which felt really good.
Right.
But I almost wanted more, not more moments necessarily without momentum, but more, just more dynamics in the record. It's pushed pretty hard. It doesn't sound like it's like pushing in the limiter necessarily. Like it feels like it's mixed right. It's dense production. That was the word I was looking for.
Dense production.
Dense
yes.
production.
That's what it is. Yeah. I still think there's one too many things going on somewhere. If you stripped out and then maybe that would take away your feeling of it being dense if there was one less thing.
I'd agree. Oh, also, the kick is very snappy. I like that it has that attack to it, but it's also eating a lot of the room from other things happening.
Okay.
So there's a lot of snappy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything has like really sharp attacks. So you might want to round out something, whether you round out the kick and then it leaves room for some other things. That might be worth looking at. Yeah, it's really good though. I really like it. Like the energy's cool. It's got that bass sound has like a Michael Jackson, is it Thriller? Like kind of plucky vibe to it. There's a lot to it. And it sounds timeless, which is nice. It doesn't sound like this is rooted in 2025. It also doesn't sound like it's rooted in 2010. It's just kind of its own thing. So nice work there. I'm actually going to echo your sentiment with
There you go.
Encouragement bell. Keep going on that one, Nick.
Yeah.
It's nice. Nice work, man.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, Smith Works. How you doing? We're going to run it back. That's the name of the track. Right here on Dope or Nope. All right, Smith Works with Run It Back. I'm going to defer to you on this one.
Oh, thanks. Very kind. So the most significant noise that you hear that cuts through both the mix and also interest value is on the 3 and 4, not the 1 and 2. So it always feels like if it's a call and response, the response is the part that jumps out of the mix, because it's normally like boom to nothing, then dun dun dun. Like the 3 and 4 get all of the movement and the joy, and I feel like you're missing an opportunity there to put some. I know you want to create space. I know you're trying to, do the false drop kind of concept every 4 bars, but I wonder whether you're missing an opportunity to do something on the 1 and the 2 of every bar, sort of thing. That's what it felt like to me. And It kind of just plugs along. That there needs to be something else that creates more movement. Otherwise, it's going to be plodding along at this kind of quarter beat or half beat. And here I come with my 16th idea. But even if it's an eighth, just something else to create a little bit more movement and rhythm would be welcomed. The sound choices on the 3 and 4 are kind of good, but it just sort of feels like there's a little bit more to do, and also you're resting on there being you're trying to make the whole track kind of rest on what feels like a hi-hat or a shaker or like a white noisy thing that sort of fills the mix a little bit. And I don't know whether it's a good idea to fill the mix with that kind of white noisy shash as opposed to trying to make it more instrumental or sidechain it if you have to keep it there. That's all I got.
I can't really add much to that. You gave the kitchen sink. So I just felt like not knowing this genre enough. I mean, I listened to it, but not enough to like really articulate productive feedback in that way that you just did. But I do know that there was too much of certain textures that I wanted to go away and I wanted to miss, and that never happened. I don't know if that was this main. It never really evolved for me. Like the track never really evolved. And this was another one that was very full on, like the entire record, and you could afford to like take a full section to dial back before it hits you back in the face again. But for production and mix, I'm gonna give you a bell.
There you go. Good work. I love that.
I'm with that. It's super clean and really well done.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really good record.
So
I think that I think it's an instrumental as well, and you could probably try to think about. You've got like a little background vocal chop sampley thing, but like I wonder what it would be like if you had more of a word or a phrase or something else scattered through. So just think about if there's any use of vocals that could help amplify the track more for you.
All right. On that note, let's go to a friend of the show who actually I don't think we've seen in a minute. Bad Monkey. Here he is. He's back.
Oh, there we go. Cool.
And he's bringing it with a record called Throwdown. Here we go. Right here on Dope or Nope. Bad Monkey Throwdown right here on Dope or Nope. Welcome back to the show, Bad Monkey.
Yes, sir.
This guy is one that I've seen, heard grow over the past year or 2 years in terms of production style and quality of mixes and everything. So props to you. I'm going to give you a bell on this one. I love the variety in the record. You kept it engaging the entire time. The vocal's repetitive, but I think it serves the record fine. This you don't necessarily need to like totally reinvent the wheel with a mind-blowing vocal. It's just a good club record. Things I might suggest in the production. Let me listen to the drop again really quick.
Throw it down.
Yeah, this is one that I feel like the low end of the kick specifically, like it's got enough punch, but the low end of the kick I want to feel more. My preference is always to hear the bottom of the kick drum cut through the mix. Some people like the bass to sit on top of the kick drum and that to be the focus, but I feel like this will drive a lot more with a heavier kick. And that's probably just a matter of EQ on there. I wouldn't go nuts. As far as arrangement, it felt good. Overall, I don't have a ton of feedback on the record. I feel like it's great. The only thing was that kick and where that sits in the mix in the sub. How about you?
You've basically given out all the advice. There's nothing left for me.
There you go.
The only thing I was trying to be sort of slightly distracted to hear it in context of does it have enough variation? And there was a couple of parts in it where I was like, okay, I got the idea. Is it do I need to keep listening to it, right? Which makes me think, is that an arrangement issue? Does that mean that this last half is the same as the first half? Does the second half of each drop, or does the second half of every 8 bars need to have an extra thing appear? That's all I was sort of listening for in my first ambient listen. And then I would go back in to sort of see, oh, I see what's going on here. It's using the same thing. Or I see what's going on here. It just needs that. So I would just check to see that there is enough variation whilst still keeping beat consistency. So it doesn't sort of feel like it's, you're killing a dance floor every little while where the beat stops or whatever. So small things to check on top of your great advice there, Nick.
Yeah, love it. Great advice. Apparently Mason Boss wants to drop in a track. Lauren and I are both short on time today, but we'll see if they get it in quickly. In the meantime, we've got one from Rimnez, another favorite of the show, and it's called What's Going On?
Out of the out one. Out one. Out of the out one. Out of the out one. Out one.
What's Going On from Rimnez? That's a heater. That's a heater in the making there. You want to tackle that first? I've got a couple things.
Yeah, I mean, I'll leave you to get the technical of it, but in terms of like, do I like it or not? Yeah, I really do. I think it suffers from what the last one that did in that. How do you keep it compelling and interesting without it feeling like anything is a copy and paste of the bit before it? So there was a section towards the beginning, like even right now underneath the mix, I'm hearing this really long build up, but there's no variation through it. It's like as soon as you hear the start, you're like, okay, I guess I have to sit through this for 15 seconds because there's nothing new that's going to happen for 15 straight seconds. And even in some parts of the verse or drops, I was like, it's got that little vocal chop. It's like, I don't know what it's saying, on one or at one or something. It's saying that and it's saying it again and saying it again. I'm like, and then at the end of a 4 where you go, okay, here's a change. And then you hear it start again and like, oh, this is the same pattern as what I've already heard. So I guess I know what the next 3 bars after this will be. So I kind of like tune out or think, oh, that sucks. I guess I'm just trapped here waiting for the next 7 seconds or 15 seconds so that hopefully I'll get something else that sparks my interest. And this is talking as harshly as I can because I want you guys to be aware of what the TikTok generation are listening for. They're like, next. Like, so you need to really keep it up, vibe and interesting.
Yeah, I agree with all that. It's really well said. My thing was like, I wanted that vocal to like, what's the phrase? Like, deliver me the. You're like,
yeah.
It sounds like a vocal
release
chop the whole
phrase.
time, and I want to hear like, what's going on in New York City, whatever it might be. Like, I want to hear like that bar complete. That you're teasing the whole time, if it exists, and if it doesn't exist, I would suggest you make it exist and deliver that line. From a mix perspective, I thought it was pushing kind of hard. Rimnez's stuff tends to a little bit, which I get, and that's his thing. But I'd really work on this kick and bass idea a little bit more. The kick could have been a hair. I don't know if I'm sold on the kick in general, but it sounded a little long against the bass, and just something was happening in the mix there. You might want to make the kick a little snappier too, just so it punches through the mix a bit more. The hi-hats are a little blown out, but again, like I know that you kind of push the limits there sometimes, pun intended. But really good track. Like besides the vocal thing, speaking about the overall vibe and kind of like where it goes in general, this is dope. Like it would fit into a bunch of DJs, different styles of DJ sets, and it's a really good hype record. It's good for open format guys if they want to like kind of lean EDM, and it's great for straight EDM and house guys to have a more hype record in a set. Really cool overall, and like it's probably at 80 to 85% there, but it can if you take it that distance, this is a very playable record for a lot of people, so I would urge you to get it there. Yeah,
or finishmytrack.com can also help you if you get stuck. But I will tell you that wow, that was loud. So there's a record that I co-produced with Saint Punk called On and On. And On and On, you'll find it super easy by Saint Punk. If you listen to that one, there's a vocal phrase that just goes, it's like on and on. It's like on and on. And there's like a big decay echo on it. So it just goes, it's like on and on and on. And just like, and then there's a counter melody, do, whatever, like you've got here. And it just does on and on throughout the whole song. And then it builds up. And then it gets to this point where I'm like, please, it needs more. And when I was in with Saint Punk, he's like, wait a minute, this actually was a cut up of a phrase. And so we went through and we found it. And he goes, it's like on and on to the break of dawn. And I'm like, yes.
That's it.
So then we got the reveal. So then the song goes, it's like on and on. It's like on and on. And then it goes, it's like on and on to the break of dawn, to the break of dawn, to the break of dawn. And then we continue that phrase.
Right.
So it gave us the second half of the record has a different variation to it because the phrase revealed itself. So that's kind of what Nick's referring to here is the idea of looking for something to make it feel like whatever you're trying to say is just a like nice little chop, a cool little house chop, but it reveals or it expands or there's another part two to it. That's a really important note that I think will buy you, in the instance of On and On by Saint Punk, it kind of bought us another minute and a half, you know?
Well, and just to build on, by the way, I didn't know you co-produced that record. Props to you. We played the shit out of that record.
Such a good record. It was mostly
awesome.
Saint Punk, let's be fair.
No, it's awesome though. But like, to your point, it can go the other way too. Like, you don't want to reveal too much. Like, you've created an awesome amount of tension in this that we just want the reveal at this point. But going the other way is like, don't give the reveal too often. So you got to play with that once you have that longer phrase. But I'd urge you to like keep a lot of this tension that you've built. It's just like when you get to the end of a section or the end of a build and there's a moment, like that's when you got to deliver it. So anyway, I think we made our point. It's a great record. Keep going on it. And you got our bells, right? We gave our bells. I gave my bell, whatever.
Yeah, you can take a bell if it hasn't already had one from me.
You got it, man. You got it. We're going to finish today with the, actually, here we go. I'll be candid with you. This is real talk. So I've heard this record now a bunch.
Whoa.
We heard the record.
How dare you? That's not how it works here at Dope for Note. You know that.
But it's not released. It is unreleased.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it a bunch. We heard an early version of it on the show. This is what we think is the radio edit, but I would love feedback exclusively from you.
Wow.
So we're going to do it. This is Mason Boss with Shattered. Let me turn it up.
Leads us astray when everything's sinking like a stone and half of your heart is dead and cold. We try as we lie awake and all of the walls come crumbling in. Your will to go on is paper thin, and I'm going under. When all of our demons come alive and dogged memories are out of sight, when we feel like time's not on our side, the weight of the world is on our mind. When all of our demons come alive and dogged memories are left to die, we run out of time. We shatter. The sky is slipping away as I've been swallowed by the lake, further away from heaven's gates.
Got it.
All right, Shattered, Mason Boss, Lauren Pad, been
You want
feedback.
to
Go.
hit the drop gun, hit the chorus. You know you want to.
All right, Mason
Okay.
Boss, Shattered.
So you'll be shattered when you hear my voice. That's for sure. So the whole chorus that you just you played where you put it up was excellent, and because it feels like it's where a pre-chorus would go if it was a pop song, but you put the chorus there, which is perfect dance music. And I was like, great, EDM. He's done the thing, and the Come Alive, perfect, great, big lift, and then like its own little false drop with those what sounds like wooden sort of sticks. Excellent. Give me the drop as an instrumental, for
Okay,
crying
this has
out
been
loud. What is wrong with you
ongoing
guys?
debate.
And pop just Like, what are you doing? Which award are you going for? You going for the dance pop award, or are you going to be like real people and go for dance electronic award? Like, what's happening here?
That's a good.
You know, do you want to compete? Are you competing with Madison Beer? Is that it? Do you want to go up against Ariana Grande? It's no worries. You know, you'll be up against Charlie XCX. But if you want to be a dance artist and compete in the dance world, then this record is very dance pop. The vocal, when the vocal comes out of the box, it's very emotional. It's a very emotional delivery. Therefore, I tried. DJ Storm, I really tried.
Shots fired.
But there is a meme to be made, I have to say, about what the best dance pop recording is trying to do. And this is the meme. Someone please make it for me and you'll make me infinitely happy. Are you ready? This is what it is. I want to see a Top Gun jet flying, right, with best dance electronic recording written on it. And then I want the missiles that are coming after it to be pop, rubbish, I don't know, just pop. And then when they hit the chaff button and the chaff comes out the back and the missiles hit it, that's pop dance. So the Dance Pop Award is trying to protect the Dance Electronic Recording Award. That's the story. So anyway,
I think I saw a post about this that there needs to be another category established, but it doesn't seem like adding more categories will address the issue.
Yes, and we tried to create the category so that it would keep dance electronic recording pure, let's call it. And to that point, I would argue it did. You know, like Charlie XCX wasn't in dance electronic recording, for example, even though she had a couple of great records, because they didn't submit anything, I assume, that was suitable for that category. And dance pop was perfect. And Von Dutch as a dance pop record is the actual best possible win for that category, I think. It's amazing. It's such a great record. Everything about it's perfect. You know, we don't have a dance pop album category, so therefore the dance electronic recording, so dance electronic album's always going to get, you know, everything that has a 4/4 kick on it for now. But I honestly think that you guys shouldn't be so harsh specifically about the dance pop category, because it's kind of doing what it's meant to do. The only trouble of sorts that I would have with it is the fact that it's too pop leaning now, and it's getting all the pop artists attacking it instead of having the dance artists having a chance in there, let's call it, for this last round at least, except for Charlie XCX, which I think is a perfectly fitting winner. Anyway, that's just an opinion from a voting member, just so you know.
All valid.
Anyway, back to this song. You're creating a dance pop song because you're dropping the vocals over the drop. If a dance records don't do that for the most part. And it's wall-to-wall vocals until the second verse. Just before the second verse, there was an 8-bar or 4-bar break. I think 4-bar instrumental. That's the first little bit. It was wall-to-wall vocals for such a long time, which means that it's a dance pop record. So if you're trying to make a dance pop record, very, very, very good. Clean production, punchy everything, emotional. So yeah, 4-bar. Yeah, I wasn't counting it right. Sorry, but it was a 4-bar break. Which, by the way, I don't think Von Dutch even has that, for example. And I remember when I was working on a couple of big records that went top 5 around the UK and Australia on the dance charts and the pop charts ultimately. The feedback that we were getting from the UK radio pluggers was like, where's the instrumental bit? It can't just be wall-to-wall vocals from the whole record. So I like
that. Let me talk to you about that really quick. So the melody, this was an instrumental drop. I didn't feel that what they had as an instrumental drop, which was basically this right here. that's not a strong enough instrumental to build into. Like, it felt much stronger to drop the vocal. Because leading up to that, if you just had da-da-da-da, it's not catchy enough to be like, fuck yeah, this is dope. It felt much bigger to go into that full hook, especially the first time. I'm still on the fence about the second time.
Yeah.
For radio. I'm talking about specifically radio, because they have a club version that just goes instrumental and it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, radio are going to lean more vocal hook, I suppose, to keep people engaged. So yeah, I'd agree with that. I don't know whether you need it though. I get that it makes sense, but I don't know whether. I think that you could land it after that false drop. You could land it with just like a big, impactful moment. Like, I'm losing it, bang, like this huge moment. You could have a little vocal thing there or nothing. I don't know.
I love the idea of going 8 instrumental or at least 4 instrumental and then bring the
4
hook back.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, I love that. I'm never mad at that second time around. The first time it just felt like underwhelming. Anyway, that's great feedback.
Yeah, thanks.
Very good feedback. And now we know a lot more about the Grammys. Maybe you could go fix the country category too while you're at it.
Oh no, country category is not my domain. So, yeah, not my domain.
Well,
I honestly thought the Grammys was great this year.
Awesome.
I didn't really, even country. I mean, listen to the album. Like, I know everybody wants Beyonce's an easy target, but listen to the album. It's pretty damn country to me.
Yeah.
So
I think people are just more mad about her like jumping into genres that she historically hasn't been a part of. Jumps in for an album, kills it, and wins.
True. I hear what you're saying, and but I'd also argue that that country music, the origin of country music comes from black music, so she certainly has the right. Honestly, I think anybody has the right to try make anything that feels like the genre, so long as they nail it. That's all. Like, if I'm going to call myself a rapper and be a rapper, then I better be a really good one. Otherwise, I'm going to get laughed out of the room. And Beyonce came in and said, I'm going to make a country album, and crushed it. So, you know, my country hat off to her for doing it and winning best album of the year finally. So, yeah, I'm really pleased for how that rolled out.
The show was awesome, though. The production was amazing.
Yeah.
We were watching it, and at some point, my nephew was like, dude, they haven't announced an award in like a half hour. It's just been straight performances the whole time.
Yes.
It was dope. I thought it was a great template for years moving forward. It's the best one I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, did you see the set for Sabrina Carpenter? Like that big blue looking house thing. I'm like, what is going, the stairs and all that? I'm like, how do they, this is expensive. Like, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, no, totally.
It was a really impressive.
Got to give a quick shout out to my artist Domenico winning his first songwriting Grammy on the Chris Brown album, which was our first Grammy as a publisher. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, congratulations.
We'll take that and be very happy with it.
Yeah.
One
of the best performances the night, by the way, I thought was Doechii. And then she won the best rap album. Man, that was fire. She's so great.
What was the other one? Who did the Grammy Memoriam tribute? Coldplay. Right?
Chris Martin. Yeah.
Chris Martin. That was incredible.
Yeah.
Really.
Great. Yeah, it's great. The whole performance was excellent. I didn't really have. For me, I wasn't upset about any part of it. And listen, you're never gonna keep everybody happy 100% of the time, 100% of the people. No chance ever. So, but in terms of doing the best job that could be done, I honestly think that the Recording Academy did the absolute best job that could be done. And by the way, P.S. having The Weeknd come back on as the surprise, wow, epic! Like, and the performance was phenomenal, and all of the choreography that happened, it was excellent. And Harvey Mason Jr. coming out in the middle and basically like putting his hand up and saying, you know, we got called out and this is what we did to fix it, and welcome back The Weeknd. I mean, I was like, all right.
You know, those conversations must have been incredibly difficult, but like to own it like that on national
Oh
TV
yeah,
is incredible.
yeah. Hats off again. It's great. I was very impressed. I really liked it. I don't. Every other year, there's always been something that people have got something to say, and you kind of go, oh yeah, I see that. This year, I'm like, you can't talk to me about it. It was great.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well, folks, that wraps another week of Dope or Nope. Thank you for dropping off demos. As always, you can go to dopeornopemusic.com. If you grab clips from the show, make sure to tag all of us. The handles are right there. You know the other ones.
Yeah. Tag Raquel, anyways. Tag John. He'll love it. He'll be so stoked.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah. All right. Shout out to our co-host who couldn't make it today, but we'll catch them in the next couple of weeks.
Awesome. Well, you have an awesome weekend, man. It was great seeing you as always.
You too. Thanks
All right,
very much.
guys.
All right.
See you next week.
Take care.
Peace out.
See you later.